Greetings, my name is Bryce Summers, and today we're gonna reduce a matrix to Rho Echelon form using the Summers computer-aided mathematics program. So, first we're starting with the initial problem. We have a matrix, blah blah blah, and we have a comment that tells us that we have to reduce the matrix into Rho Echelon form using elementary row operations. So Rho Echelon form means that there will be zeros, and there will be you want kind of a staircase shape. The first non-zero element of each row should have all zeros underneath it. In other words, for this example, we want to get a 0 here, a 0 here, and a 0 here, using only the elementary row operations. The Summers Camp program supports all three elementary row operations. The first one is Rho Exchanging, where to do a row exchange, first click on a row, say row 0, and then click on any row you'd like to swap with it, such as the last row. And Viola, the first row and the last row have both been swapped. Notice how the 2, 1, 1, 1 is up here over in the first matrix, and the 2, 1, 1 is down here in the second matrix, and the corresponding 1, 1, 2 is in the opposite place. The Summers Camp program also supports row combinations. This is where you add a multiple of one row to another. To do that, first to perform a row combination, first select the row that you would like to change. Here we'd like to change the first row 1, so select it. And now for what we want to do with row 1 is we want to subtract row 0 from row 1. So we go over here and click on the subtraction button, and then we click on row 0. Now to produce the mutation, we click on the evaluate button. Now we have to scroll down, and Viola, row 0 has been subtracted from row 1. Notice here, this is a 0, which is equal to 1 minus 1. Right here is a 1, which is equal to 2 minus 1. This is a negative 1, which is equal to 1 minus 2. Now we'd like to transform this into 0 by a row combination. So first we choose the row that we'd like to mutate. In this case, row number 2. Now we'd like to subtract 2 times row 1 from row number 3. By row 1 I mean the first row, like row 0. So click on the subtraction button. Now click on row 0. Or now we're going to create a scalar. Since we have to multiply this by 2, we can either create a scalar like this, then click in here and type in 2, or alternatively we can just choose 2 from the matrix input. See? Another way we could do this is we could do 2 and then the row. Either way, in some form or another, if we want to make it clear to the program that we'd like to subtract 2 times the 0th row. So we click on evaluate. And Viola, we've performed a row combination. Notice this is 0, which is equal to 2 minus 2 times 1. This is negative 1, which is equal to 1 minus 2 times 1. This is negative 3, which is equal to 1 minus 2 times 2. We now want to create we want to get the last zero in row 2, column 1. To do that, we want to add 1 times row 1 to row 2. So first we click on the row that we wish to mutate. In this case, row 2. Now since we want to add, we click on the addition button. Now we click on row 1. See? We have row 2 plus row 1. To evaluate, we either press E or we click on the evaluate button. And voila! We've done it again. Notice how here 0 equals 0 plus 0. Here 0 equals negative 1 plus 1. Here negative 4 equals negative 3 plus negative 1. Remember, when we add a negative number, it's really like subtraction. But of course you already know that. I'm just being silly. So now we've reduced the matrix to row echelon form. If you want to transform it into reduced echelon form, we'd have to transform this negative 4 into a 1. To do that, we use the third type of elementary row operation, which is multiplying a row by a scalar. To do that, first we click on a row, the row that we want to mutate. In this case, row 2. Now we'd like to divide this row by negative 4. Alternatively, we can multiply it by negative 1/4. But we're going to keep things simple, so we're going to divide. Now we can either click here to make a new scalar, and then type in negative 4, or here, I'm going to undo this right now. We can go here and select it directly from the matrix pane. Then we press evaluate, or E. And voila, we've done it. Negative 4 has been transformed into 1. Notice notice the comment. The comment says or row 2 goes to negative 1/4 R2. Since we've divided it by negative 4, which is the same as multiplying by negative 1/4. These comment boxes are useful to describe the computations we've done. So let's go back and comment our work. So at the top, the first thing we did was we exchanged row 0 and row 2. That's already been written here. Notice that when we go here, we see different text. This is the raw text that you would type in to create to tell the program how to format your text. This is analogous to LaTeX. In this case we're gonna call it Bryce Tech, because it's not quite as powerful as LaTeX. Now we're gonna go here. For this one, we subtracted row 0 from row 1. So here we need to change this. First we click in the box where we want to edit, and then we start typing. So row 1 has gone to row 1 minus row 0. Notice the underscore. The underscore allows the computer to format the 0 in subscript, which makes it smaller and down below the middle of the R, which enables it to be nicer to look at. When we're done, we click outside of the box. Now let's go and fix the next one. for this one we subtracted 2 times row 0 from row 2. So here we edit it and we type in row 2 goes to row 2 minus row 0. Here we added row 1 to row 2. So we say row 2 goes to row 2 plus row row 1. The good news is the backspace button works like usual. And then this last one the computer program automatically did it for us. So we've now successfully reduced a matrix to reduced echelon form. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.